91.7. This is Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. How are you today? I hope you're great. I hope you're doing well. You're welcome to the program HerLens. And this is the first episode of this week. Now, for all of you who had a very long weekend, how it be? How you do you? As for me, Sha, I just dey give you side eye because we they walk all through now. So you now we just come to join us. I don't say for your body go to tell you one thing and your heart is telling you another thing. But hey, yeah, you need to look for your daily 2K. All right, my name is Rose Yusuf So you're welcome to Her Lens right here on Women Radio. Her Lens is a program where we discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues right here on Women Radio. We do this Monday to Friday. All right, right after the news, we come up here and we talk about different issues, of which we get to look at from the woman's angle, and all the women that we have will come with their perspective. We disagree to agree. That's what we do right here on Women Radio. So join us live on YouTube at WFM 917. You can also listen live to us via our website, www.wfm917.com. Download our mobile app, WFM 917, from Apple Store and, of course, Google Play Store. All right. And get to listen to us live from any part of the world. Anywhere you are, we did there with you. And you know what? We also did for you. All right. So, yeah, just do out to follow all of those channels to get to listen to us. And feel free to send us WhatsApp or text messages to 070-317-56537 or 08155-917-917. I'll definitely be giving out the numbers to call pretty much soon. But for now, let's get to hear from Susan how she spent her long weekend and how the Eid al-Fitr was, over in Abuja. How was it colorful? Because for this side, so that's how I did Kaduna. Basically, if it's salad day, you don't say salad day. But for this side, I can't look at she. What's it can they happen? No, me, I not even can they see. You will see children in beautiful colors of shada. You see them. For the ones that their makeup will look very funny, and you be like, this is just a child now. While they makeup, but I mean, that's just part of Ariwa for you. So, how was it, Susan? How was the Eid al-Fitr, and how was the celebrations like, in Abuja?
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Harlan's family. It's good to be back. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So I'm happy Eid Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters.
Hmm.
Honestly, I didn't cross my door. So I
Susan,
cannot tell
if you have an opportunity to stay in, you really stay in. You
that
know,
is
people
just
are saying.
that is how I've been wired. Like, if I have to be honest with you, I
Mm.
only opened my door on Saturday for my housekeeper to come and clean my apartment. I did not, because in my head, I'm
Mm.
calculating the hike in fuel. So
Mm.
if I have to leave to step out, I'm
Yeah.
asking myself, even if the will give you food, what quantity of food are you going to eat that you have to spend this amount? So it's checking and balancing everything. I don't know how it was. I just hope they spent it well. And then I had a domestic accident where something hit my eye,
Oh.
so I've been struggling with it. And the fact that I have to read because my promotion exam is actually this week. So
Ah.
it's been up and down for me. But, my parents are always calling,
Mm.
praying, encouraging me, and all of that. But hey, we move. It's a new week. No time to do a yeah, we are moving. It's on a movement level.
Okay. I like the fact that Susan is not waiting. Like she's just on the move, on steady. She's just steadily on the move. So I really do like that about Susan. And you know that we're rooting for you for your exams that are coming up, and we know that you are going to come out in flying colors because I mean it's Susan. What else can we expect if not excellent? So yeah, all the best, and we are definitely praying and rooting for you. Okay, so let's get to hear from Ibinabo. Yes, so the very, very delectable Ibinabo. Hi, Ibinabo. How are you? How was your long weekend? How was the public holiday? And of course, how are you? Let's just know how you are.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Good morning, Lady Rose. Good morning, Lady Susan. Good morning to all our valued listeners and viewers. It's
Yeah.
great to be here.
Hmm.
It's great to be. It's been a long, long holiday, and I miss us. I miss us,
Oh.
and it's great.
All right, we do miss you too. And by the way, this color of Ankara makes you pop. There's just something that is just bringing you out with this color of Ankara.
I
You
miss
look
you.
nice. All right, so if you want to see us, all three of us, please do well to join us live on YouTube at WFM 917, okay? And get to follow up on the conversation. All right, as it hot, may we dey go. And you no say you know get how I want to do one for this alliance. We must talk about Ozoro. A lot of things are coming up from there. Me, I was saying this morning on Daily News Review that the fear will grip me when I saw that thing. I was scared. I was scared for women. I was scared for our young girls. I was scared for our future. I was scared for a good number of things. And I think I'm within my right to be scared because, ah, the safety of women in this country every day, it just like it's becoming more clear that nah, we are not safe. We are not safe. It's like every opportunity society gets to bring down a woman or to show us that women have not reached anything yet or we don't see us as humans or anything, it's like they just grab it and run with it. If not, tell me why we're still holding on to such cultures and such traditions that were made by man for man, which the same man can sit down and abolish. But yet, this is what we keep saying. So I'll just give us few minutes, to tell us how we felt when we saw this and how we can move from this. Although a lot of people have come out to condemn the act, some arrests have been made, the Minister of Women Affairs have come out to condemn it and also ask that some arrests should be made. Um, the First Lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, has also come out to condemn it. A lot of bodies, and also we here at Women Radio are condemning that totally, totally. Whether rape was there, or whether it was not rape, whether it was only molestation, all join. Nothing. There's no one that is better than the other. Okay, because I'm seeing some reports saying that, oh, there was no rape, oh, it was only molestation. They only molested the girls. I mean, what can be the difference? They rape you, they molest you, all of them, not be the same mental breakdown you go get. It not be the same, trauma you go carry the waka. Imagine the video of that girl that we saw, being saying that, oh, she will run, she will run. Let them just give her a chance to run. And they were tearing her clothes left, right, and center. That kind of thing now, would it ever leave her mind? That's trauma. So how did we find ourselves in the Lord's year of 2026? 2026. So and how can we go this over this, although the king of the place said, oh, such tradition should be abolished right now. That was after he said he didn't even know anything about it, but he said that it should be abolished, and all of it. A lot of this has gathered bad attention for itself, to the extent that there's one um Oyibo content that I saw, and the Oyibo man was saying that in 2026 this is still happening in Nigeria. Then why should we be giving this kind of people space to come into our country? I can't remember which country I was talking about, but why should we be giving this kind of people? So imagine now, you as an innocent Nigerian, you will now carry your documents, you go that you're looking for visa to go to one of these countries, and they'll tell you that is it not you people that used to rape and molest girls in broad daylight? Why should we let you? So I mean, it's just a lot. And now it's a Nigerian problem. It's no longer a Delta problem. It's a Nigeria problem. In fact, to pin it down is now like, the men we have in the country are not good men. But then again, we have good men who would not see this happen. The elders in that village, what were they doing? You that have daughters, you have wives, you have sisters. What this happened to one of you? Okay, so I mean, it's just a lot. But let's start with you, Susan, on this. Let's get your thought on this and how we can abolish this thing, how we can stand against it, how we can totally eradicate it from our society. They say tradition. What kind of tradition be all this one? Yeah. Well, just a
Um,
Okay.
Rose,
Hmm.
thank you so much. For me, it was disheartening. Usually, there are videos. I always say there are videos I don't watch because when I do, it traumatizes me. It gives me sleepless nights. And I stumbled on that video. The girl was scampering for her life, and you had that number of men, going after that young girl. And it's important. In fact, first, I want to say my heart goes out to every young lady who went through that. It is, even for some of us who watch the video, it's not a healthy thing, not to talk of you who experienced it, and in Delta State, we have FIDA, we have so many organizations against violence because this is a targeted form of abuse, whether you call it
Mm-hmm.
harassment or whatever. And I have also seen videos, Rose. I have seen videos of people who shared their experiences from way back, where people in the community said, oh, it's normal.
Mm.
It shouldn't be like two people, the one person did. They say, oh, so the girl was asking, why are they taking her to water? He said, it's just normal. It's just to sleep with. After all, she's not a virgin. So for me, that is targeted violence at our gender. It is all shades of wrong. I'm happy that the police were swift in taking up this, but just like the Honorable Minister for Women Affairs has spoken, we need transparency through this process. I ask again, what if there was no camera to
Mm.
gather this information and put it out? What would have happened? What if these were women with disabilities who were just, a deaf person whose disability is invisible? And she was just walking. She didn't even have any information. You will see her, you will not know she's deaf. I have thought about this from different angles. And trust me, our cultures, our traditions are man-made.
Yeah.
We're not, um, the level of insanity, the level of toxicity that we see now was not there in the past. So you will not tell me that with the happenings of today, with all where I have worked in Delta on gender-based violence for different years, and I know the
Mm.
level of activity that happens in these
Happens
areas.
there.
This is not to maybe um, say this state. No, it's not pointing fingers. This is reality. Behind these people, these are the ones that made it to the camera. But have we thought of those that didn't make it to the camera?
Hmm.
Our traditional rulers are supposed to be gatekeepers. They are supposed to be people who will drive sanity in the community. And I mean, we have the VAP Act. The Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act is working. And you ask, how come people feel it is normal in 2026 to drag women, to undress them? Why don't we see these things targeted at the men? I want to actually be as objective as I can in this conversation because, I mean, it has come too far. It might also be happening in some other communities that we do not even know that has not made it. I saw different videos. Someone also raised another concern of certain things happening in other areas that are also gender targeted.
Mm.
And so we are calling on all the traditional leaders in these communities, the thought leaders, religious leaders, and what have you. Behind these ladies are women, our families, our community members. Are we saying that there is no line? Because I read it was for fertility for those who are married.
Yeah.
And I ask, if it is for fertility, is there no difference between a single lady who is just walking past and people are saying, oh, it was announced that women should not pass through that? And we have a university in this community, Rose.
Mm-hmm.
People
Yes.
who are not community members who do not even know that such a thing exists. I mean, it is a terrible thing. And in as much as most times I feel that we do not allow tragedy to come content, I think this is a great, because it has also exposed some of the things we do not even know that happen in these spaces. We have lawyers, we have a state government, we have community leaders, and these things, these barbaric acts are still going on. There are so many videos, Rose. If you go to TikTok and all, there are so many videos of people who have relocated, who
Mm-hmm.
have experienced, such, and they couldn't even speak. I remember one lady saying she lost her brother due to trauma, trying to rescue. Over the years, he couldn't get over that. Please, we have overemphasized this. This is 2026, and we need to do better. And please, these are targeted. I have not seen anywhere where they are threatening men. I have not seen so far, and I am not very young. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you, Susan, for giving us your thoughts on this and, where we should be as regards to the cases of women violence and all. Talking about, saying that, oh, it's supposed to be a fertility, tradition or festival. Even at that, Seth, if you're saying that this particular festival is for women who are having one fertility issue or the other coming up, using ash to rub on their stomach and all. So if you're saying it's for women, why are you even prohibiting the same women from coming out? So are they supposed to stay indoors and do the ritual while you, the men, go out and do your normal, things? So if that is, because I want to believe that if it's for women, then you should have the women out, maybe going to the gods and doing all of the ritual they need to do as regards to fertility. So, but why are you even giving an announcement that women should stay indoors? Because that's what we got to read. If it's a fertility thing, and but we, announcement is being made that no woman should be seen outside. And I'm still wondering, even if it's for fertility, and you're saying, okay, even if it concerns the woman more, why should the women be indoors? So, but that aside, a lot has just gone down. And if we're saying that this actually happens 10 to 15 years intermittently, also maybe the last one they had was 10 to 15 years ago, how did it happen in that time that it degenerated to this point? Is it that these men now that are doing this, did they see the people that did it 15 years ago or 10 years ago do the same thing? Or there's actually more to this. So, and if you're also saying that, oh, it's people from other communities that came in and are doing this in the community. So the real community people are not the ones doing it. People from outside that came in to, take over the festival. How did you allow them come in? And when they started doing this, when they started seeing the signs that it was getting to this, why didn't you stop it? Why didn't you call on, security operative to say, no, this is not what this festival is about? It's now when it drew attention, then we're all coming out to say, oh, it's a fertility festival, oh, it's not supposed to be like this, oh, the people that came in are not people of the community. As far as we're concerned, all you're doing is damage control. And as far as we're concerned, it's only because people got to know about it, you're coming out to clear your name. If this thing no enter social media, if this thing no, if you know enter everybody phone through social media, then that means only God knows the things that will be happening there. Because for crying out loud, we've not heard of this till now. So how come it is happening like this now? Although, yeah, um, some reports have come out to say, oh, these things have happened previously, in a subtle way, this, that, and that, and that. I read of, no, no, not heard. I heard a lady who was explaining her own, not necessarily in the same community, but I think somewhere in the same delta where a similar festival was going on, and she and her friend went to get something or so. And before you know it, there was a guy who came behind her and was, just doing all sorts. And, she was screaming and shouting, and people around were looking at, it's a normal thing now. This is the time for it. Why? So she was also calling on the government to look into that too. I think in another place in Delta State, somewhere close to Warrior or so. So I mean, if this kind of things are happening, then what's the safety for the young girl? What's the safety for the the girl child? And have we probably groomed the girl child a lot that we have left the boy child behind? Because these young men or the men that are doing this have mothers, they have sisters, they have nieces and all of it. So how come we're allowing this to happen? It could have been you. I mean, there's just a lot going on there. All right, it's 9:30 right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7. And this is the program HerLens, where we discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Do what to dial the numbers 07000 917 917 or 09155 917 917. Feel free to use our WhatsApp line to send us messages on 070 56537 or 08155 917 917. Those are the numbers to get in touch with us this morning on the program HerLens. Do well to go on YouTube and watch us live. Myself, Ibinabo and Susan get to see our faces on our YouTube live. All right. At this point, let's bring in Ibinabo to dissect this issue for us and look at it from various angles from her own point of view and see what we can do going forward. Binabo, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a matter that the leadership of Ozoro Kingdom, they have to be very careful and mindful of how they handle it. They have to be very careful and mindful of their excuses.
All right.
Because
a minute. Let's pick this call and then you go ahead before you settle in. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, Mrs. Oboli. Good morning. A cool weekend.
Before I don't know another challenge, and please quickly let me just drop my thoughts. I was in a particular radio station last week when we were discussing this, and I just took a listen to what people were saying, but I couldn't settle myself between doing this and doing that. Just said I pray this comes up again for this post, and I'm glad this is also coming up this week, this morning. I find it so distasteful talking about this kind of anomaly in 2026. It's just painful. And the information I've gathered from last week to this week has made us understand that in different communities, this fertility festival, so to speak, happens in different, some people say in Kogi State, some say in Delta State. But what I find totally appalling is if you're having a festival and you say, I am the reason why you're having that festival as a central character, how come I'm not allowed to partake of that festival? If it is a fertility festival for my own sake, I find it barbaric. I find it so totally disgusting that these same people that are perpetrating this evil will save their sisters, their mothers, their daughters from such mayhem, yet they go ahead to unleash such anomaly on other people's children, all in the name of, festivity. I think this kind of festival is antiquated. I'm not saying we should scrap the kind of culture we got, but any culture that seeks to debase womanhood and strives on sexual abuse for all intents, that guys of fertility festival as a flimsy excuse is antiquated and should be gone and totally eradicated by now. Because these are ladies you've sidelined. Somebody may don't get some kind partner for a mind say, oh, this should just come so that I can come and unleash my dragon on somebody. And then that day comes and you are saying, yes, today is the day. And you said the king of the land says is not aware. That is certainly, as far as I'm concerned, totally unacceptable. Thank God for social media that this is coming out. And I hear people coming out from their coffers to say, this is happening in my state, this has been happening, but it's not a rape festival. See, as long as the sexuality of my gender is being trivialized, and the woman is reduced to zero? Can we have people that have been scapegoated? And the way this anomaly went viral, their faces should be on the tabloids already, accounting for this dastard act they have put up against womanhood and humanity. This is no longer a Delta problem. This is a nation embarrassment, a national embarrassment. Strive at putting Nigeria on the map, on the wrong map. I heard somebody was saying probably a TikTok video or something that if this kind of thing is happening in Nigeria, then we are not ready to come to their country. Of course, in our life, if now you go allow this kind of people come your country, all they pollute the women, like whatever is going to happen should happen now, so that in the public eye, outside in the world, this damage control, whatever it is they are doing now, should let people start rolling this minute. The way this video went back, their message should be slapped all over the internet. Because it could be your mama, it could be your sister, it could be your auntie, it could be your niece. That a woman should not, because you say you are celebrating a fertility day, then why should I not? Oh my goodness, it's so annoying. Well, Susan, sorry about your predicament. God will heal you. Well done, Lady Binabo. Good morning, everyone. I feel so bad. I feel so bad that Nigeria depends for the wrong reason. It's just a pity where we found ourselves that this should not be allowed to fly. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Mrs. Oboli. Thank you so much for calling. It's really sad, and trust me, if you have Nigeria at heart, this one, it go pain you. Whether you be man, whether you be woman, it go definitely pain you. On Friday, when the thing, nearly came out on Thursday evening, on Friday, Fumi and I just spoke about it, and I could not even find the words then. And then after then, I just kept seeing horrifying videos. I say, yeah, are we not finished like this in this country? Hey, I just said, hey, God, when are you coming? When is this world ending? Well, go ahead. Let's hear you, Binabo.
Okay. Thank you. It's very unfortunate. I've been asking myself that how many image laundering are we going to do for Nigeria? Because already we don't really have such a good image out there. Every topic and area of the country would feel that they can maltreat Nigerians because they will refer you back to what is going on in your country, and if you don't come and feel you have any form of ground here, and it's very unfortunate. Another thing that is very, I don't want to say the video, I had to force myself to watch some because I was highly agitated by the video, and then the statement from the leadership of Ozoro coming out with the allegation against the community, and even went ahead to warn the people. I mean, I'm ashamed for us. I'm ashamed for the country. I'm ashamed for everybody. I'm ashamed because how many things have we done to put the name of Nigeria in the best light out there, that we are now very, very comfortable with such a video, such a story, that the custodians of our culture and tradition would come out and be heard, and coming out to apologize, coming out to say things that will pacify the people. They are coming out to warn people to be mindful of their utterances and their comments. Are we so shameless? Are we so heartless? Are we so nonchalant about what people feel towards Nigerians? Do you blame that person that said that if this is how Nigerians are, then why should we allow them in our country? Because obviously, if you would, in the full glare of everybody, sexually harass your own community member, then what can begin to imagine what you would do if you go to another country? So this is very, very bad. This is shameful. And see, what upon a time, like, I think, was it you or Susan who mentioned that these traditional laws are man-made? Of course.
Yeah.
There was a time that they used to kill twins in this country.
Mm-hmm.
My great-grandmother was a victim of that. Most of the very, very terrible, practices in this country were always against the females and are still always against the women and the girl child. So you can imagine the mindset of the men at that time who put all of this together. And is it too late to even abolish these practices? What are we talking about? What is what doing is what doing well? This is not what doing. To abolish it. I don't understand why we are like this. For me, March 19th of every year, we're going to remember Ozoro for this danger that they pose to every female child, to every woman in their community. In that community, they post female youth corpers. In that community, we have schools. They're from other communities. So how do we protect our children in Ozoro? Yes, these practices are obtainable in some other communities, but today we're talking about Ozoro. What is the role of for me, I feel that as a Commissioner for Women Affairs, any state, one of your responsibilities is to sit down and look at our traditional practices, the ones that are against the women, against the girl child. Let's begin to do a review of these practices. It speaks volume of who you are as a leader, as a commissioner. You know, I mean, we can talk about the Commissioner for Women Affairs in Anambra State, for Women Affairs in Ogun State. She has come out to prove herself. Even the one in Lagos and in a few other states. We want our commissioners for Women Affairs to have a voice, to stand firm for the women and the girl child, to let every community understand that if there are practices that are gender-based and particularly traumatizing for the girl child or for the women, they need to do away with this. We don't want them. There is nothing beautiful about it. There's nothing to be proud about it. So why practice? Why leave it? Why not abolish? I read from the same story that from the traditional rulers who were trying to do damage control and trying to give excuses, they said actually from the way they practice it that it's a festival of fertility, and if a couple have been married and they don't have children yet, they pull them out and pour sand on them. You know, it's nothing aggressive and all of that. And I told myself, don't say couple, say the woman, the wife. Because generally in our society, when the couple is together, when they have been married for a while and there is no cry of baby in the family, nobody stops to think that the man could be suffering from low sperm counts.
Not at all.
Nobody stops to think that the parents could be coming from the man. Everybody, all eyes, even the women, all eyes will be on the woman, on the wife, blaming her. So this is part of it. We create a system whereby the female gender is the most endangered species, and it is unfair. We are in the 21st century. We're in a world of technology, and this is still going on. This came to the public because of technology. So if this practice was last experienced maybe 10, 15 years ago, as was mentioned, we didn't get to know, we didn't get to hear about these stories because technology had not gone this far then. Many people were into content. We were all practicing this act of everything you are recording, every small thing you are videoing, every small thing you are posting. It is prevalent in this time. That's why we are getting to see this. And I'm ashamed. I feel pained that every girl child in that community is not safe. Let's call it spade a spade. No girl child in that space is safe. And where the current is, no girl child is safe. If a girl child is trying to comport herself, she's adhering to all the instructions she's being given by her parents, and a young man is targeting her, he has been approaching her, she has been turning him down, that festival day will be an opportunity to harass her.
Exactly.
What are we doing? Culture, any practice that cannot protect the girl child should be scrapped. Should be scrapped. Because if you look at the ugly aspect of our tradition, it is the ones against the girl child, and it is unfair.
It is.
We're not barbarians, and this is not a jungle. Nigeria is a beautiful country with beautiful people. Yes, we have pockets of crazy things happening here and there, but we are great people. People should stop using what should be scrapped, what should be abolished to embarrass Nigerians like us who have been trying our best to live within the ambit of the law, to put Nigeria in a better book. They should stop it. We should stop it. It is totally unacceptable. It's an harassment. It is a shame. Opportunity to harass the female child. How could anybody come out to tell us that after all nobody was raped? I mean, where is their common sense? I mean, think like that. It's a lot of headache. So you're waiting for the girl to be raped before you say, okay, something happened.
Something happened.
You know what you have done to these young ladies? Somebody struggling to put together a torn clothes. She is traumatized. I want to appeal to the state government, to the women affairs of that state, that please look for these ladies and make arrangements for them to have a session or sessions with professionals who will help them overcome this trauma. As much as the perpetrators should be punished, they should be it. We need to pay attention to those who have been traumatized by this, those who have been victims of this crazy act. Because this is not something you can live with. Because the videos are out there. Each time you see this video, your head will something will just spark in your head and you are losing it. Please, we need to sit down as communities and look through our practices that we call traditional practices, the ones that are gender biased, that are kicking against the girl child, that are shaming the woman. Please scrap them, abolish them. If you truly have a good mind behind these practices, because you cannot tell me, oh, it's a fair practice. If you have been doing something for 100 years, maybe it is time to abolish it. Because a day came when the killing of twins became abolished. I have a few twin friends. By now, I'm not going to do that. They don't go do because they will be dead. So let us stop hiding behind tradition, behind culture, and keep practicing some things that are actually against the girl child and against the women. It is unfair. If you look at Rose, every ugly aspect of our practices are the ones that are against the women and the girl child. Are you talking about widowhood? What I mean,
we are always for the receiving end.
It is not fair. It is not fair. You cannot afford to hate your mother who gave birth to you. Do you hate your sister, who is your sibling? Do you hate your wife? Why do you have such derogatory feelings towards the woman, towards the girl child? That even in our traditional practices, we still show it. So I mean, it is so prevalent. And we're not doing anything to abolish all of these things. It speaks volume of the mindset of these people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Binabo. Thank you for, looking at it from different angles and bringing our attention to a lot of things. Because, I mean, when I remember what, some of the things I've read as regards this, it's just a lot to take in. It's just a lot to take in. In this, our 2026 that we're in now, when we're thinking that, oh, yes, we're going forward. So sometimes it just seems as if when we come here with Susan, Ibinabo, and Wiki, and a lot of other programs that we do talk, we come on and we talk about, women and girls, molestation, all of these things. When we talk about it, all the violence on women and girls, and we think that, oh, okay, yes, we're heading somewhere, at least we're 2 steps forward or 3 steps forward. Boom, something will just happen, and then we just look at ourselves and say, no, we never even start. So it's like you're taking 1 step back forward and they're dragging you 2 steps backward. And it's just a lot. It's just a lot. So if I was a visitor in that community now, I enter when they do those things. That's all. And this thing is broad daylight. It's not like you're saying, oh, don't come out at 12 a.m. You're saying at 12 p.m., no woman should be seen outside. Abba. And the king is saying that for the past 20 years of him being the king, he has not seen anybody or he has not heard of this thing before. How come the thing is happening and is gaining international I mean, it's just a lot. I just hope that we do better. We know better. And the thing is we know better. We know not to do these things. Because I don't understand how, young men or men will be going from street to street chanting that them now woman they define, a woman they define. As how now? Now then be the food where you define. Okay, that you're looking for. How did we get here? How? Go ahead, Ibn Abu, a few minutes, please.
Rose, how did we get here? For the question, we have always been here. But nobody's talking about it. Nobody they wink, they break ideas, nobody they shake about it. We just keep quiet and allow it to go on. Because you cannot hide behind, culture is bigger than an excuse. There is no legitimate tradition that should involve non-consensual touching. Rose, there should be no legitimate tradition that should allow stripping. There should be no legitimate tradition that should allow intimidation. Are we barbarians? This thing is frustrating. And look at the mock behavior of those boys. You know what? They say they are doing fertility tradition. The country, I love my people, I love Nigeria, and I'm a proud Nigerian. But sure, on a lighter note, because the tension is high, on a lighter note, that not be these kind of children that they get when they do their fertility tradition. Look at the product of their fertility tradition. Children they will give birth to that will pick up and come and pick their mothers and their sisters. No, we need to reason. Let's look at it.
But they say that all those ones are not people from the community now. Say they came from outside.
If those boys had brought trophies, international to that community, everybody will come and claim them.
Now
own them. So you cannot so your community is so ungoverned. Your leaders do not hold all the cards in your community to a point that people will come from other communities to come and commit atrocities in your community and get away with it. That's how much you don't have a good grip in your community. That's how much you don't have a say, you don't have authority in your community. That people will come from outside and come and do nonsense. The nonsense is so terrible that the whole world is talking about it. And they are condemning every Nigerian for it, because outside, a friend of mine called me. She said the sad part is that they're not looking at Ozoro, they're looking at Nigeria.
Now it's Nigeria now.
Who cares about Ozoro or whatever? They will say, look at what's going on in Nigeria. So you cannot use your own lack of having a good grip of leadership in your community to come and be staining my own name. To come and be making people look at me as though I'm from a place where, if I travel somewhere and they will tell me, you want to claim your right as a woman here, do you have a voice in your country? Wouldn't you be sexually harassed and everybody will get away with it in your country? Why are you coming to claim or stand up and say you have a right to have a voice here? It's unfair, please. We need to look at we keep saying these things. There's some things we need to scrap, completely abolish, and wish they never happen in our practices. Because, and also, yes, the response to this matters, and it is important that people have been arrested and maybe ban all of this is a good step. But prosecution must follow, please.
All right.
Prosecution must follow. It shouldn't end like this. It shouldn't quietly die down. Prosecution must follow, because, and then I'm coming back to emphasize again that those ladies who were unfortunately, harassed by these uncalled men and boys of Ozoro community, or Ozoro okay, we need to fish out these ladies and allow professionals take care of them, because it is a trauma that, if care is not taken, it could lead to the death of ladies.
All right.
Lead to their death. Please, they need to be taken. Women affairs need commissioner in Delta State. Please, we are calling on to you to take the right step. Look for these ladies and make necessary arrangements for them to meet with professionals, psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever you're going to call to reach these ladies and put them through therapy. Because what I saw in that video is the peak of trauma. I don't see those ladies coming out unless they're professionally handled. Thank you.
All right, thank you too for your thoughts on this, and hopefully we get to a better place in Nigeria. All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is the program HerLens, and this is what we'll wrap it up for today. Thank you so much, Susan and Ibinabo, for being on the program today. And we hope that, this week will definitely be good for us, and we'll get to see the end of, all of these issues that we are talking about here. All right, do you want to keep your dial locked right here on Women Radio? Thank you to Mrs. Oboli that called in, and to each and every one of you who tuned in to listen to HerLens this morning. Do you want to have a great day ahead and stay with us right here on Women Radio? My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Good morning.